With Safrans du Monde, there was an article in the Globe and Mail, and it was exactly what I was looking for. The itinerary was excellent, the service was excellent. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and anybody who is affluent enough to take a trip like this should absolutely have that experience.
There's so many unforgettable moments. It's really hard to just pick one. I mean, in thinking about, the last 2 weeks, riding rickshaws in Vietnam, and then the next day a tuk-tuk in Cambodia, and then, 2 or 3 days later being in a, old classic car in India, and, riding a seaplane, flying in a seaplane over
in Australia.
There's so many amazing things, unforgettable things. I remember when we, first morning we walked to see the Moai in Easter Island. It was wow.
I really enjoyed the village we visited in Cusco. That was very special.
There weren't many unexpected challenges during the trip because everything's taken care of for you. The luggage gets off the plane and just shows up in your room. But when we did get some cough and cold, having the doctor on board was fantastic. He was able to give me some medicine, feel better, mitigate the symptoms, and just keep the tour going. So it's all very convenient doing this with the guides picked out, the hotels picked out. Everything's very easy.
Having small group sizes was really a terrific way to get to know a few people instead of trying to know like 40 or 50. And they were, Pierre was in charge of our group, and he did an amazing job of basically herding cats. And so I really, really enjoyed the small group. It made it more personal. It made it more unforgettable, and able to form relationships with people from around the world that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. So it was really enjoyable.
The hotels were fantastic. They were all 5-star. Services were incredible. They were spacious. People waiting to help you at every turn. And really, I think that's one of the big things for me is Safrans du Monde really delivered on every part of the promise they made when we signed up for the trip.
I love the plane. The plane was fabulous. It was an A340. I'm taking my pilot's license, so it was a joy. I was invited into the flight deck for a few times. The pilots were amazing. The flight crew was absolutely first class. I would go again with that flight crew and the captains anytime. Absolutely terrific. And again, as training for a pilot, it was a fabulous experience, and I loved it.
I think, as far as taking a trip around the world, I know there are other companies that do the same thing. I'm really glad we chose Safrans. I think it gave us, being French company, I think it gave us a little bit of a different perspective. It added a lot of flavor. The other people that we met,
We were surprised how we connected with our group, and it made the experience even better.
yeah, people from other countries, from France, from Sweden, from US, from Canada. So it was much more diverse and full of personality, and just learning about all the other travelers, what they have done, what they do. And to me, that was a great part of the trip too,
Yes.
learning about other people, and it was fascinating.
Travelers like us.
Fascinating. I thought we traveled
But
a lot until I started meeting the other people on the trip.